This is A Thursday on ZGR. It's Sunday, November 24th, 2024. It's 3:46 a.m. And I'm currently in Baltimore, Maryland at my private apartment. So anyway, I wanted to discuss 67 Beverly Park Court, Beverly Hills, California. It has come to my attention that, through AI records and also through some business partners that I have, that someone named Harold Keith III is trying to claim my palatial real estate property in Beverly Hills. And I'm shocked that Harold would try that, because I know for a fact that Harold does not have any documentation to sustain these crazy antics that I'm being told he's having. He went on a murder spree, is what I was told, to kill people in my descendancy line, because he thinks that he owns 67 Beverly Park Court, Beverly Hills, California. And he's saying because he's related to a Reed relative, someone with the last name Reed, that is clearly European ancestry and rural ancestry. However, that's ridiculous. Harold, go to jail, because I own 67 Beverly Park Court, Beverly Hills, California, because I purchased it with a real estate agent and with a broker witness, an official wealth-based broker witness, and with a representative. And I owned that property before I was dealing with King Salman Khan, with these, King Salman Khan the 12th, with these business affairs or legal affairs. And, it has nothing to do with an inheritance. So to assume that it did and not have a shred of documentation beyond what you see on my YouTube channel is idiotic. And I'll tell you why that's idiotic. First of all, I have a minimum of $15 million in documentation regarding that particular real estate property, which I had to buy with business profits from my corporation, I Am God Code. It has nothing to do with ancestry. My ownership has nothing to do with an inheritance of any kind. I purchased it and I spent over $50 million for that real estate property. And it's operating for several years now with the assistance of the hired military of King Salman Khan the 12th of the U.S. Navy of Norfolk. So they've helped me operate the real estate property. And, Harold, I don't understand why you would assume that something belongs to you and then not be able to afford the documentation. Why would you do that? Why would you go on a murder spree and then not be able to even have an account that you can refer to that says, I can afford this property, I can afford to buy it, I can afford to maintain it, I can afford to manage it? And Harold, that's just sick. That's sick, Harold, that you would do that. And I'm shocked that you believe that I've inherited something from Prince Reed that you say is yours. That's insane. That's asinine. And, the documentation that shows the purchase orders, they're purchase orders of prior real estate property owners that once owned 67 Beverly Park Court, Beverly Hills, California. And they're purchase orders that are current, that I own, that have a signature on them, which is my name, from the official real estate purchase, which was my money, which was not inherited. It had nothing to do with that. And Harold, if you were going to inherit something from Reed, and that's not how I own the property, but if you were, then where is that documentation? What do you have where you can just go on a murder spree and kill my children and kill me and not have more money in your name than me at any point. You don't have more money in your name at birth. You don't have more money in your name, period. Not even from a corporation. You have no, representation. You just go on a murder spree and feel like that's okay to do. And, I would love to know why I've been inducted in the murder spree category. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What was that she was saying? That's not true. You don't know who I descend from. You don't. It's interesting. So now there is a descendancy ploy. Oh, well, you descend from Abraham and not the Pharaoh. That's what you think. That's what you think. I lived among the Pharaoh and the Pharaoh's palaces, and you weren't there. You weren't there, and I have never tried to kill you or your family for something that I thought you owned because you don't have anything that I want. So why would you go on a murder spree? Why would you do that and not have a shred of documentation? You have no account basis. You don't even have a bank account that I know of where you could even afford the documentation. Why, Harold, why would you try to bludgeon us with murder and not have any documentation of any kind? You don't have any account statements. You have no official legal representation. And then you're challenging my ancestry. You don't even know who I'm related to. You don't. You don't know who I'm related to. It's really interesting that you don't. It's really interesting that you don't. But, that's the trade-off when you abdicate as a royal and you throw it all away for black people that said they were all about the civil rights movement, when in reality it was all about stealing trillions of dollars and trying to see how you could steal ancestry. That's all that was really about. But, as a final statement for Harold L. Keefe III, who was reported to me as going on a murder spree based on him believing that, he's related to Prince Reed. I didn't say he wasn't. But, once again, I did not inherit this property. I did not inherit 67 Beverly Park Court, Beverly Hills, California. I didn't inherit it at all. I purchased it with money from my corporation, and that's all it was. That's it. That's all it was. And, all of that documentation is online. Not all of it, but there are at least 200 documents that can be seen on YouTube. And I'm just really shocked. I'm appalled that people want to treat me like that. And, they just want to treat me like I'm in a Sudanese dictatorship or like I'm the rape of non-king or something like that. And the rest of you can walk away with United States of America citizenship and not be born with more money in your name, not have any business endeavors in your background at any point, not even within the last 30 years, not even within the last 10 years. And then move on to murder and ridicule, and then be elevated as crackheads that are royal or that are just in an entourage. It's really sad. And, this is the behavior that tells the United Nations not to honor this country. I hope you rot in jail.